Everyone is going to tell you that 2026 is going to be about better AI models, or bigger context windows, or smarter reasoning, or more parameters, or new benchmarks. Yeah, that's what you're going to hear from other predictions. For me, it's not. So if you are still optimizing your roadmap around which model wins, I promise you the market is already moving past you. So today, I will walk you through generative AI predictions or shifts that will actually shape 2026. Let's talk about prediction one, inference economics, because they will definitely reshape SaaS pricing. It will be the biggest shock for founders in 2026, not regulation. It's basic math. Training costs plateaued by 2025. Inference did not. So inference is the moment AI actually works. Training is when a model learns. And you see, inference is when you use that LLM, SLM, or specialized model. So every time you type into ChatGPT or Claude or whatever model, that's inference. It's the real-time step where a trained model takes your input and produces an output. And this is why interference matters, because it happens a million of times per second in real products. It determines latency, how responses, how fast they feel for the users, and it drives cost, compute per request. So that's your economics. And it also impacts privacy. It depends if you deploy it on device or in the cloud. Training is occasional, inference is constant. It's long context windows, it's multi-step reasoning, tool calls, retries, and that's why inference will become a variable operating expense in 2026. It's not going to be a predictable SaaS cost anymore. And enterprises will notice. They will start tracking inference spent by team, by app, and by workflow. And they will discover something deeply uncomfortable. Their most engaged users are also their least profitable users. So pricing will have to change. Seed-based pricing erodes, usage tiers will rise, token caps will appear. Free will get very constrained and very fast. Not because founders are greedy, absolutely not, but because cloud builds do not care about lives. The good news? 2026 will be also the year founders finally will get real levers to fix this. There will be more smaller models, there will be shorter context, and selective retrieval. Caching, batching, routing simple tasks to cheaper or smaller models to control the cost. Inference will not disappear, but it will get engineered. Prediction two is around AI security, which will become a system design, not policy. By 2026, AI security will stop being something you as a founder promise. It will become something buyers expect to see in your system. Guardrails will stop being slideware. They will become code, fabric of your product, because enterprises will require prompt and output logging, data lineage, identity binding, model version tracking, and reproducibility. This is very important for audit logs that you can reproduce the outputs. It's not because of ethic panels, absolutely not, because of audits, incidents, and legal discovery. If your system can't answer what data did it touch, then your system is not going to work. If you don't know who had the permission in the system, your system is not going to work. If you don't have an answer which model ran, your system is not going to work. And if your users don't know how to shut it off, your system is not going to work. It's not going to deploy. If it doesn't work, it's not going to get deployed. In 2026, responsible AI will stop being a differentiator. It will become a baseline, just like any infrastructure, like authorization and logging. Prediction 3, compute will become political. In 2026, AI infrastructure will stop being invisible. Data centers aren't abstract, and we learn it in 2025 with massive investments. Those data centers are land, their power, their water, and they are permanent. A single hyperscale AI data center can and will require hundreds of megawatts of power, the equivalent of a small city. So geography will matter. And in the US, AI data centers cluster in Northern Virginia, Texas, Arizona, the Midwest. It's all those places with power, land, and permitting paths. Electricity costs range roughly 6 to 12 cents per kilowatt hour. And at scale, power matters more than GPUs. And big tech knows this. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta, Oracle, they committed tens of billions of dollars. And yes, permitting with the new acts by the US government is accelerating. But also, what's accelerating is local resistance. You see, compute is not going to stop, but it will get redirected. So here's the through line for 2026 for me. It's not going to be the year AI will get smarter. No, we're not going to get to AGI in 2026. It will get to being normal. And once something becomes normal, the rules change. You know what will matter? Economics. And the boring infrastructure, basics like inference and data center and how much your inference, your power consumption, and water cost will matter. So boring will win. So my advice to everyone is build boring with right economics in mind because boring always scales.